like it's Taya. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, you know, it's me. And today I'm just doing a video on red flags I have seen in men from my personal experiences, because, you know, that stuff can be traumatizing. So I want to help you girlies out with some stuff that I have noticed. Anyways, we're gonna start with the first one. It was like, I remember like I was saying to this person, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get a car, I can't wait to drive and all that. And he was just like, no, you can't get a car before me. And it's just like, I have no issues with being a passenger princess, but like, why are you lowering me like that? Like, I just think that's like a bit weird. I don't know how I didn't notice this at first, but like sometimes you only notice stuff after things end. But it's like, if they're talking badly about their friends. I know that's like really obvious, but like, that's a massive red flag. And if they're talking badly about their friends, it means they're gonna talk badly about you at some point, whether that's when you guys are together or not. But that is a really massive red flag, just know that. Okay, this is another one that I'd say is big. Like, let's just say you have an argument with this person. If they let you go to sleep without like resolving it, I think that's an issue. I just feel like why would you go to bed angry? Like, you can never know what could happen next day. Like, what if I'm dead? Then, like, I don't care if that's dramatic, I'm being serious. Like, what you gonna do? But oh my gosh, this one is a massive one, and I've seen this in multiple people. Okay, let's just say you're with someone, right? And like, let's just say there's people who you genuinely don't like. We have proper reasons, and those people, they just don't like you. They just spread stuff about you. If your partner still like says hi to them constantly, even though you express that bothers you, then it means your partner doesn't actually care about you, and you should dump them, break up with them. Yes, because choose someone who always chooses you, always. Okay, this is another red flag. It's just like, if they don't really compliment you a lot, it's just like, because I remember there was this one guy, I was like, why did the girls compliment me more than you do? Like, you know, like my friends and everything. And he was just like, you already know you're pretty. And I was like, yeah, I do know. But it's like, you want to hear that stuff from your partner, right? So it's just like, if they're not complimenting you that much, it's just like, why is that? You know what I mean? Oh, this reminds me of another thing. If they're not like really like affectionate, like I remember one time I was in a relationship with this person for months. Yeah, I met up with them, and it took them 3 hours. Like, we're hanging out that like the whole day. It took them like 3 hours to even give me a kiss. Like, what's that about? I just thought, okay, this one is if they generally don't care about your feelings. Like, they could be the sweetest person ever, and then when you're fighting, you can tell like they're just saying the most harsh stuff ever. Like, that's just red flag. Because like, some people, like, they'll say they love you, but it's not that. They love your attention and everything. And like, I'm not this poor, I'm just thinking about it. It's struggling. Sometimes it's hard to see the difference between love and attachment. Like I seen this TikTok about it the other day, for example. Right, so it's two people living together. One person has a dog. The other person living with them just does not like dogs. He's like, I'm so tired of this barking. Yeah. Sits down, is watching TV. Dog sits beside him on the couch. He's petting the dog. He's like, you know what? This is nice. The dog dies, and he's like, oh, I kind of miss that madness. I kind of miss that commotion. So like, for example, that could relate to toxic relationships. Like, let's just say there's constantly issues, right? And it ends, and just like, you're not used to that, you know? But just food for thought, word for thought. Is that a thing? I don't know. But yeah. So actually, I'm gonna put an earring on in the middle of this video. I don't even care. Like, I had them on, I took them off. But I realized nowadays, like, almost everything tends to be like a red flag. But you guys, I've been into like so many relationships, so I'm just gonna tell you guys like all this stuff to help you guys out. But for the first time in my life, I want to just be single. But anyways, this is like a big thing, and I'm saying this to y'all because it's not exactly obvious, right? Because like, for me with this person, I was like, this is the healthiest relationship in my life. Love bombing. You need to watch out for that. You need to watch out for that. Okay, like, for example, they could be really nice and constantly be doing this stuff, and then they'll just like Okay, for example, I was like, okay, I've been hurt before, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, you know. And then they're like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I can't believe someone would hurt you. It hurt you. That someone would. It hurts me that someone would do that to you. I've known when I got that message from that person, I was talking to them for maybe 2 days, or maybe 1 day, and I'm like, see, that's already love bombing. And then like, I feel like some nicknames too early, or like saying I love you too early, like that's like a red flag. But yeah. So just be careful, because like I feel like with love bombing, it's like sometimes it's a bit hard to like realize it's actually happening, and you just need to like chill. I feel like if I didn't explain it properly, like you could just like look it up. Like I'm sure there's other people who have like explain it better, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm talking about my own experiences. Another thing is like if they don't care about your safety, I mean like they won't walk you home night, or like just in general, like that's just a big red flag. And it's just like never settle for less, never again. And like another thing is like some people would just keep you around because they just like the attention. Like for example, like there was this person, right, and I had to leave because it's like I was going to go on holidays for 2 weeks and they did not try at all to see me. And I'm like, 2 weeks is quite a while. Quite a while, I'm just saying. Like, okay, this one. Okay, I feel like this one's really obvious. I saw it about like so many of them, but like, if your friends don't like them, like your close friends don't like them, that's a bad sign. It just is. And it's like, if they randomly accuse one of your friends of liking you, that's also a red flag. It just shows insecurity, especially when there's no evidence. Oh my gosh, especially. Oh, if they have a girl best friend, run. I'm not one of those people who say girls and guys can't be friends. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about from my own particular experience, because I've witnessed things, you know. And then this is like another thing. If they have like problem with spending money on you, like that's just, it's just like, how you not gonna spend some money on your own? I don't get it. But yeah, I have settled from some really what's the word? Some really low vibrational men. Yeah. See, I can't really say anything about women because like I'm bi, but like I've never actually had a girlfriend. I've just been on dates with females, so it's not exactly the same. But yeah, it's something. Another one is if they don't get along with their family. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that it's their fault, but I feel like that could just be complicated. It's like, wouldn't you want like a family oriented person? Like maybe that's just me. Like I feel like that would be, I don't know how to explain. Okay, actually I can kind of explain. Like for example, even if their family is like saying stuff about them, if your family's saying stuff about your family, are like around you like majority of the time, so like they would know. Because it's like, wouldn't you like want like, I don't know how to explain, like more of a peaceful person, like someone who doesn't attract drama in their life. This one is obvious for many people. Like even people who say this know this is a red flag. So if they say, let's get matching tattoos, I don't care how long it's been, I don't care how deep your connection is, how good the chemistry is, do not get matching tattoos. I don't lie, I know it's a red flag, but I've literally said that to someone. But as I was saying it, I knew how goofy I said it. And they should have been like, no. But they didn't say no. But thankfully, none of us got tattoos. So, we're good. Basically, I was going to say, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Nice. Forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I remember. Trust actions, not words. Trust actions, not words. Because men will do this thing where they like to sell you a dream. They'll be like, oh, we're gonna have this, we're gonna do this and that. And it's like, it's nice to hear that stuff, but please trust actions more. Words, they're nice to hear, I know, but for your own sake, you need to trust actions more, because let's be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Because people say anything. Like I said, they tell you what you want to hear, which is bad, because you should just be honest. Like honestly, like I know sometimes it's uncomfortable to have these conversations, but at the end of the day, Honesty is the best policy. Oh, and this is another thing. If they lie to you, even if it's just once, that's a red flag, and I suggest leaving. Like, I know if it's just once, but it's like, why are you catching the habit in the first place?
I don't want to be with you anymore. That's okay. Wait, what? Yeah, thank you for telling me. I want to be with someone who actually wants to be with me, so this is good information to have. By saying this, you just made it that much easier to say goodbye. You're not taking this personally? No. What someone likes or doesn't like is not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of what works for them. My job isn't to fit into that. My job is to see how people love and choose whether or not that works for me, not try to get you to like me. Wow, mature. Is it wrong that I like you again? No, it's not wrong. But I'm not interested because it took losing me for you to figure this out. Secure people like secure people. Damn, I guess playing hard to get only works with anxious people.
Another thing is if their family is chaotic. Because it could mean that they're chaotic as well, but even if it doesn't, it's just like, why would you want to put yourself in that environment? Like, it could be really toxic. And then, okay, like, let's just say, go back to like the chaotic things, like anger issues. Because like you turn out to be like the people you surround yourself with. Like, I remember I was someone who was just like, they had just really had bad anger issues, right? And then I was turning into this person that I wasn't. Like, I was constantly yelling and everything, and I'd never been in a situation like that where me and another person were yelling at each other. I was not myself. So to the left, I had to go, you know. But yeah, just guys, look out for yourself, honestly. And then another thing is like, when it comes to love, right? I know that stuff can be confusing, but just remember, there's always people around you who do love you. Like, think about your family and think about your friends, because the way your friends love you, like, that is actually true love. Like, honestly, like, I'm sorry, I just love my friends. They're actually they're such sweet birds. Like, I just want to like hug them and like I just love my friends. Okay, this is another part of love bombing. Okay, see, me personally, like, I'm a Christian, so like, I date to marry. So if sometimes something, I might like a certain pace and other people might not like that. Sorry, other people might not like that, and that's fine. But like, if it's like, let's just say if you guys have been together like less than a year and they're like, oh yeah, let's move out, it's a red flag. See, and I've learned that from multiple relationships. So that's a red flag. Just wait. Because like, I notice this thing with men, like, they'll say they want something, right? And then they won't actually want it. Like, they'll tell you what you want to hear. So honestly, I feel like the best advice in general when it comes to like relationships is take a few months to know the person before becoming official. And if you've known them for years, that's fantastic. I'd say another one is like, there's too many men who like have like this victim mentality. Basically, this man was complaining to me, right? He was like, I hate what you do. You give out about something, you upset me, and then you apologize. And it's like, me, I don't apologize unless I mean it. So like, if I said something that upset you, and you express being upset, and I apologize, and I acknowledge that I was wrong with my words, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have a problem with the fact that I apologize, what's the issue? Okay, this is like another thing. I don't know if it's obvious for like a lot of people, but I've noticed that a lot of guys, they're like in love with their guy friends. Like, they're all gay, right? So you have to be careful. I'm being serious. Like, and like, when I say they only tell you what you want to hear, I mean be careful. Because I remember one time there was this fella, yeah, and he just went, I love you more than I love my best friend. And it's just, I didn't ask him to say that, and it was false. And it was false. But it's like, why did he say that? That reminds me of another red flag. If they say stuff like that, be wary, because that's kind of like fake. Because if you think about it, because he known his best friend way longer than he know me. I'm like, why are you being fake to your bestie? And he was fake to me in the end, of course. So, you know, just be careful. Because some people will say stuff and like, they'll think that it's like a right thing to say. But if you deep that, that's kind of like, it's just a bit of an odd thing to say, you know? Because it's like you can love like multiple people at the same time, but like in different ways. Like obviously I'll be like, oh, I love my friends, I love my family. Like, do you get what I mean? It's just hit me the wrong way. Like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, did I ask? This one's like kind of obvious, but like if they just don't want to post you like at all, like I just think that's weird. Another thing is if they don't introduce you to their family, like, or if they say their family's racist. Like, it could be true, but I just feel like just don't even bother with that. Like, honestly, it has nothing. It's not the fault of the person, but like if their family's racist, honestly, just don't deal with that. It's not it. Another red flag is if a man says they're never gonna hurt you, because let's be realistic, we're humans, we hurt each other. Like, you shouldn't be like telling your girl, oh, I'm never gonna hurt you, especially at the start. That's love bombing and it's just not good. Another thing is promises, because I've noticed people just break them. So I think this is just a red flag in general. Another one is, honestly, like when I say the thing like get months to know the person before you even like taking them seriously, I mean that. Because for example, you could give you so much reassurance, like so much, and still be like, goodbye, bye Felicia, it happens. So you need to have like a strong heart, you need to be built for this. Another like red flag would be if they watch like a lot of porn. Like, it's just a massive red flag, and like that stuff in general, it's like very low vibrational. And like another thing is like if they gaslight, because I don't know what it is, but they love to gaslight. Like, it's so weird. Like, I'm not saying every single male is like this, but oh my, is this one is if the topic of exes is brought up and they're saying like really harsh things about the girl, it either means they're still in love with her, or it means they can't handle breakups properly, they're insecure, and they're gonna do the same thing to you if you guys don't work out. Trust me, that's always how it happens. Like, be aware, like if they're saying really bad things, like even if she was in the wrong, it's just a red flag, honestly. Oh, and like another thing is if you want something, it's like, nah, I just can't provide that for you, right? Like, this could be like a really small thing, and it'd be like, oh, you're crazy for thinking any man will provide that for you. And it's like, I remember someone said that to me before, and then a different person like months later provided that thing for me. And it's just like, the thing to remember is like, what one man won't do for you, and no one will. Like, that's just something to remember. Remember, there's lots of fishes in the sea. But like, just know this, a man who truly loves you, like who truly loves you, would do anything for you. I mean this, trust me, they would do anything. So like, if you're ever confused, just, that's something to remember. And like, I had this phase multiple times in my life where I'm like, oh, men are terrible. I can't look back at any marriages and be like, oh, you know what, this person was pretty chill. But that's okay, because I know not all men are terrible. Because I look at some of my guy friends, how some of them treat their girlfriends, and I'm like, that's beautiful, right? And then I just know, I see there's people who get married and they last and they don't get divorced and they're happy and they have a happy ending, and it's like, that gives me hope, because I know not everyone is like that. And yeah, not all men are trash. It's very hard to find men that aren't though, but not all of them are. I do know that for a fact. Yeah, it's very hard to trust them. I will lie, but they're not all bad. They're not. It's just like, I feel like sometimes it's with this thing with like females, like we develop like mentally, like we're mentally older, if that makes sense. Yeah. Right, so I can't find my list, but I think I pretty much said everything that was like on my mind. Like, I feel like I've said a good few, but at the end of the day, guys, if you're gonna be in a relationship with someone, be with someone who like be with someone who's obsessed with you, someone who will do anything for you. Like, not obsessed in like a bad way, but like someone who listens to you, someone who's caring. And it's like, just watch out for the red flags. Like, just be careful. Like, dating can be fun, but you gotta protect your heart, because them heartbreaks, them heartbreaks hit different, and you have to rebuild your character and everything. But it's like, learn to love yourself, like, for sure. But thank you for watching, guys. I love y'all so much, my subscribers. And follow my Instagram and Snapchat will be down here or on the screen. You know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes for Jamaica. What's the bad for Jamaica? The I have no idea when I'll post next because I just post whenever I feel like it. Because I'm not just gonna force it. See, if you guys are used to watching my channel, you guys are used to my brother laughing in the background. If you're new, I'm sorry. My brother has autism and he's just in a happy mood, so he's like, hey, you know, he's getting it. But thank you so much for watching. Be careful out there. Have an amazing day. And drink water. Water is very good for you. Bye.